Why did Harry Oxley fire you? Because you're like a legend. I would be ashamed if I had to fire you.
No, he was mad at me for going to Europe. I didn't talk to him about it. We went to Europe to shoot On Any Sunday too, and I didn't talk to him about it. He was very upset. I mean, he was within his right, you know.
So you said about Harry Oxley got mad and fired you for like doing the On Any Sunday thing, part two. Tell us about that one. We know On Any Sunday we're celebrating the 50-year anniversary this year of the On Any Sunday, the original, and you were involved in the part two. You were co-writer and you, I guess, produced, co-produced, and tell us more about briefly, what happened
Well,
with the On Any Sunday two.
well, I was a host, co-writer, and I was on camera. Went all around the world. We went to Europe, went to Japan, went to all across the United States, Speedway, and Europe. And the original was incredible. Bruce Brown did a fantastic job. We did. It was not as ours was not as successful, but I watched it not long ago, and it really held up well. And I was proud to be a part of it, proud to do it, and I'm to me it was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, that was great. You're a part of something really special with that on Any Sunday too.
Bruce Brown was approved of me. He gave his consent.
That's great. Now, Bruce Brown was retired, right, at that time, and his son was like producing it or helping produce it, and Bruce Brown was getting older or something, retired, correct?
Bruce was really the man. He did everything on the original movie on any Sunday. He
Oh,
was the guy. His kids
so
were
he
pretty
was,
young that years ago.
but he's passed away now, right? Bruce Brown, he's passed away?
He had his wife passed away.
Oh, very sad. He was a
Yeah,
legendary filmmaker. I mean, that guy,
he was.
I mean, his surf movies, his motorcycle movies. Wow.
Yeah, he was great. He really was. He was a genius.
I mean, I watched that movie he made. It wasn't a motorcycle movie, but I watched that movie he made probably 100 times. What's it called? Oh
Endless,
gosh, I had it in my mind. Endless Summer. The Endless Summer.
yeah,
The surf
endless
movie.
summer.
That was cool.
Yeah, there's some interesting stories about what he did back then. He when he told me at one time he did on any Sunday. I believe it was either endless summer or on any Sunday, and it was showing at a theater in the Midwest, and he got a call from a movie company wanting to see it, and they want to release it. I forget which one it was, and he had to wait till it was done at the theater in the Midwest to take that film to New York to play it for him. True story. You have to understand, this was the movie company wanted to see it. They wanted to see the movie. There's only one print, according to Bruce. So they had to wait till it was shown in the Midwest, then fly it to New York. Malcolm told me an interesting story one time about doing on a Sunday. They shot a lot of it, and a lot of people don't know this, but they shot a lot of it at Camp Pendleton because it was Steve McQueen, Mert Lawler, and Malcolm. And so they would ride the back part of Camp Pendleton in San Diego County because the commanding general allowed him because it was Steve McQueen. And Malcolm told me that they'd finish the day of shooting and they would go to Bruce Brown's house in Dana Point and get in the hot tub. And he said McQueen was covered with cuts and scratches because he kept falling down. He wasn't that good a rider, and Mert Lawler and Malcolm would run around and run circles around. I have one Steve McQueen story if you're interested.
So, was that the ending of the original On Any Sunday when they're doing those jumps and stuff over in the mountains? I thought that was like in Mexico. That was in
A
Camp
lot of it,
Pendleton.
a lot of it was shot in Mexico. A lot of the off-road stuff was shot at Camp Pendleton.
Oh, so very good. Well, you know, I everyone tells me that and I know it's true. Steve McQueen was really a great motorcycle rider, a fiery competitor. Steve McQueen was really a great, right? Huh?
Not as good as Malcolm Smith and Burt Lawler.
That's
He
what
really
I was. But then you have Malcolm Smith, and then you have Mert Lawwell, and then Steve McQueen doesn't look really very good.
He wasn't as good as they were.
No.
That's what
No.
Malcolm told me at one time.
I'm a friend of Mert Lawwell, and I'm trying to get Mert on this show. So if we can get Mert Lawwell on this show, I keep begging Mert, like, come on, Mert, you're getting old. Get on this show and let's talk. Let's talk on any Sunday.
I have one Steve McQueen story if you want me to tell it to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, McQueen, well, let me set it up. I was announcing at Ventura, and there was a local Suzuki dealer named Conley Stewart in Ventura. And I built him up on the PA system as the man that taught Steve McQueen how to ride a motorcycle, which was totally bogus. But every week I'd be on the PA and talk about, there's Conley Stewart. He taught Steve McQueen how to ride a motorcycle. And I did it all season long. Then, toward the end of the season, one of the guys that hung around the track at Ventura went down to the Honda dealer in Oxnard, and in pulled Steve McQueen, his son, and his wife. And I blank. Can't remember the name. What was it? He was an actor. Anyway, they pulled into the truck. They were going to Indian Dunes, and they had to get some plugs at this Honda dealer in Oxnard. So the guy was standing there as McQueen got out of the truck, and of all the questions he could ask him, he walked up to McQueen, and he said, "Mr. McQueen, is it true that Conley Stewart taught you how to ride a motorcycle?" And McQueen looked at him and he said, "Well, if he did a shitty job of it." Oh, that was classic.
That was not the answer that I thought I was going to hear from Steve McQueen.
McQueen was at the first Super Bowl of motocross. He was going in the pits talking to the riders and encouraging. 1972, June, LA Coliseum. He was there.
Wow.
Ally McGraw was his wife at the time, Ally McGraw.
Then they do the movie Bullet or something, and about that time,
Bullet.
the movie Bullet, yeah.
Bullet. 1968.
68, and then he did The Great Escape, where he rode the motorcycle over the fence.
Well, it really wasn't him, you know.
Yeah. You're not supposed to say that.
True.
Okay, say it. Oh, that's too funny.